Second half commentary on Derby against Liverpool, the champions, second at the moment. It's half-time. Alan Green.
Derby 1, Liverpool 3. Such an attractive game. The champions being offered an almost obscene amount of room by Derby, and Liverpool taking full advantage, really enjoying themselves. They went a goal up through a penalty inside 7 minutes. Wright fouling Rush, Mulvey scoring from the spot. They might have had another penalty for Wright's challenge and Barnes, but Derby were then awarded one of their own. Hooper fouling McMinn, Saunders equalised. Derby kept rather naively pushing up, and Liverpool destroyed them on the break. Barnes scored the second, Rush the third. They could have had a couple more, but for Shilton. It's Derby 1, Liverpool 3.
And welcome to a sun-drenched baseball ground, and welcome to a fourth Liverpool goal. As you join us, John Barnes has just tucked it away. Absolute perfection from Liverpool as they break once more and cut straight through Derby. Barnes goes through to score his second goal of the afternoon. It's Derby 1, Liverpool 4, and in fact, within a minute of the restart of the second half, they'd had an earlier chance to go 4-1 up when Mark Wright, England's centre-half, just presented the ball to Peter Beardsley, and he seemed to be even more surprised by that than the Derby supporters, and he couldn't finish. He hit it softly. Shilton's made the save, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because Liverpool break down the other end again, and Barnes makes it Derby 1, Liverpool 4. Scarcely time to draw your breath here. It really has been an all-action game, with Derby also having their moments inside the Liverpool penalty area, but Derby's defending has been really quite ghastly in the first half particularly, and easy to see why there are 40 points separating these two sides in the first division, and that will be increased, I think, very soon to 43 points. Liverpool lead 4-1, and Ray Houghton's there for Liverpool. Back to the goalkeeper, Mike Hooper. Before I tell you about the goals and work my way through the teams, let's say a very good afternoon to Alan Hansen. Alan, you must be a little happy.
Well, I must admit, like you say, the Derby defence has been committing hardy-carry all afternoon. Actually, Derby started quite brightly, and they themselves have had a few chances, but to be fair, Liverpool could have scored 6 or 7 quite easily.
And of course, with Arsenal at the moment drawing 0-0 at Norwich, Liverpool could be going back on top of the first division, but also they've got a bit of ground to make up as well on that goal difference column. Arsenal's at the start of the afternoon was better by 10, so if Liverpool can score goals today, it'll be very important as well. Rush now down the far side. He scored his 22nd goal of the afternoon. He tries to get the ball inside the Derby area. Mark Wright is there, and Derby clear it, but not very far. Houghton now tangles with Wilson down the far side, and it's a Liverpool throw. They're playing from right to left in the first half at the baseball ground. A crowd of just over 20,000 watching this game, and Liverpool absolutely in command, leading 4-1. Glenn Hussein swings the ball up towards the edge of the Derby area, taken on the chest by Barnes. Mulvey, who's had so much room to move in, there again, gives it to Burrows down the left, and now back in field to John Barnes. Liverpool purring again. Burrows, square ball for Mulvey. Mulvey's got Beardsley on the outside waiting for it, but Derby this time get it away, and that's a good ball from Wilson to McMinn. Now McMinn goes inside the Liverpool half. Hussein goes across to try and hold him up as Harford and Saunders work their way towards the penalty area. Delicate little chip in by McMinn, well done too. Harford sets it up for cross, and Hussein gets an important challenge for Liverpool, and that's gone not for a corner, has it? Yes, just cross. No, it's a throw-in. I think Derby thought that was a corner. It's literally an inch from the corner flag. It's a throw only. And tall Ted McMinn down the left-hand side, who's had all of his injury problems, of course, but he's back in the Derby team today, takes the throw, gets it back from Saunders, and gives it to Cross. A high ball for all that, hasn't even come into the area from Cross. Gone behind, it's a Liverpool goal kick. Alan.
Yeah, Derby are looking a bit of a tired side. They actually broke there. Three Derby players broke, but there were 6 Liverpool defenders. And it was noticeable in the middle of the park that the Derby players were struggling to get up and support the people that were attacking.
Derby look a crestfallen team, just at the moment trailing 4-1, and the promise even of more Liverpool goals to come perhaps. We've only played 5 minutes of the second half. Liverpool all in red. This time Derby take it away from Gillespie on the halfway line, but then McMinn carries the ball out of play. Liverpool take the throw. Real spring in the step now from Liverpool as they pour forward again. Nicol looks for Barnes. Sage is there though for Derby. Gives it back to Shilton. Derby's team today: Peter Shilton, Mel Sage, Mark Wright, Mike Forsyth and Steve Cross. Gary Micklewhite, Geraint Williams, Ian Wilson, Ted McMinn. Trevor Hebb's been left out of the midfield, but he will soon come on, I'm sure, as they try something different. And Mick Harford and Dean Saunders, the 2 forward players. And Trevor Hebbard and Mark Patterson are the substitutes. Liverpool's team: Mike Hooper, because of the broken wrist, Bruce Grobbelaar's broken wrist, continues in goal. Gary Gillespie's back in the side at right back today. Glenn Hussein, Gary Ablett, David Burrows, Steve Nicol, Ray Houghton, Jan Mulvey, John Barnes, Peter Beardsley and Ian Rush. 2 Liverpool subs, David Speedie and Steve Staunton. Philip Don is the referee, and Ray Houghton's going through the challenge from Mark Wright. And Peter Shilton sees the danger coming and comes about 10 yards out and dives at his feet and then clears from left to right into the Derby half. Derby in their usual home strip, white shirts and black shorts, and they lose their way again as Liverpool tidy up, and then Nichols giving it away, uncharacteristic. Micklewhite for Derby, tries the shot and hits Ablett on the heel and spins Hooper's way, and it's back inside that Liverpool penalty area with Mike Hooper. How did Grobbelaar break his wrist, by the way, Alan?
I think he fell on it in training. I think they were having a bit of shooting practice. He went down and he fell awkwardly and broke his wrist.
So Mike Hooper gets another chance. Of course, he had a spell just down the road with Leicester on loan earlier in the season. He's watching now Derby trying to make their way down the far side, but they don't measure the pass right for Ted McMinn, and the ball is out of play for Liverpool's throw-in. Gary Gillespie, who is playing at right back this afternoon, throws down the line. Nicol gets a back header. Rush flicks it on. Another beautiful move as Houghton's acceleration catches Derby out. Houghton's going clear. He's inside the area. Shilton comes out. Houghton tries to set it up for Barnes, and Wright was there for Derby County. Houghton might have decided to go all the way, but unselfishly tried to give it to Barnes. Derby that time did nip it in the bud, and they come towards this near side for Micklewhite. A good run from Saunders. Ablett is there. Close quarters, though, to Saunders, and so too is Burrows. And Burrows just pushes Saunders off the ball. Philip Don has a little word with him as well. Derby got a free kick. It's halfway in from the near touchline in the penalty area.
That was a needless challenge there from Burrows. But I must say that Dean Saunders has looked amazingly sharp this afternoon. He seems to be the only player that Derby can sort of rely on to try and get back in this game. But obviously they must watch what they're doing, because if they throw caution to the wind, the way Liverpool are playing, they're going to punish them severely. Right,
well, there's an injury to Micklewhite, and they're trying to attract... this is interesting. Liverpool's physiotherapist and also Derby's physiotherapist are both coming on to look at Gary Micklewhite. Both Gordon Guthrie and Roy Evans coming on. Why would that be? Never seen that before. The two trainers from one club coming out to look at Micklewhite. Anyway, Micklewhite's okay. Oh, I think the reason for that was maybe that Gordon Guthrie wasn't down there at the time, and they needed attention to Gary Micklewhite. Gordon Guthrie just had left his seat momentarily, so Liverpool came to Micklewhite's aid initially, and now Guthrie's come out, and Derby, I think, are going to make the change, which we rather thought they would, but it's not very popular with the crowd, Alan. Ian Wilson, Scottish internationals, coming off, and Trevor Hebbert, experienced players, coming on for him. Direct swap in midfield.
Yeah, Ian Wilson hasn't done that badly, but they'll have to try something. Obviously, Jan Molby's had so much time and space that they must be trying to put Trevor Hebbert on him.
And Liverpool too are going to bring on Steve Staunton in just a second, but first of all we have the Derby free kick. Micklewhite to take it. No, he won't, because we'll have the Liverpool change as well. And Staunton for Molby, Alan.
Yeah, well, like I said before, Jan Molby must have thought it was Christmas playing this game. He's had so much time and space. He's directed the traffic. He's played exceedingly well, and I would imagine he must have a strain of some sort. That's why he's gone off.
Right, Derby free kick. They're trailing 4-1. Micklewhite takes the kick. It's high, looking for Harford, and it's turned in the end by Forsyth over on the far side, but the whistle's gone for a foul. A Liverpool free kick, and I'm hearing that in the second division, interestingly, Oldham are trailing 1-0 to Blackburn. Steve Livingston, the former Coventry player, scored. Also in Division 2, it's Oxford 1, Barnsley 0. Let me just tell you exactly what happened here in the first half. Liverpool came out and scored after 7 minutes when Mark Wright pulled back Ian Rush in the area. Jan Molby put away a penalty, 1-0 to Liverpool. Then after 20 minutes, Derby had a penalty when Hooper was adjudged to have fouled McMinn, and Saunders, he scored his 18th goal of the season, so Derby will level. We had a really good game on our hands then. Then Liverpool, 3 minutes later, scored, and this time it was John Barnes, and Peter Shilton initially made a good save, but then Barnes was there to pick up the pieces, so 2-1 to Liverpool. And then 4 minutes before half-time, the best goal of the first half, really, I think, following a free kick, Barnes, Beardsley, and then Rush at the near post, his 22nd of the season. So 3-1 Liverpool led at half-time. They've already scored another one in the second half from John Barnes, leading 4-1, and 10 minutes have gone in the second half, and Liverpool have got a corner attacking the Osmaston end, away to the left here, near side of the field, the Liverpool left, and it's touched forward for John Barnes. Barnes back to Burrows, 25 yards out. Burrows slightly miscues that one, but Derby scrambled it behind the line for another corner kick. Ted McMinn was there at the near post, And Liverpool absolutely dictating this one. 11 minutes gone in the second half, leading by 4-1. And again, a similar ploy from the corner, and nobody picks up Burrows. Burrows gets it into the area. It's turned away by Micklewhite. Staunton gets his first touch with his head. Heads it to this near side. Beardsley plays the ball over Sage for Barnes. Beautifully done. Barnes spins round. He now faces Sage. Lays it square for Nicol. Nicol shot deflected, and a goal for Liverpool. Absolute simplicity. Steve Nicol will get the credit. I'm sure it just clipped somebody's heel on the way through. Shilton was wrong-footed, and 11 minutes gone in the second half. It's a bonanza. It's Derby 1, Liverpool 5.
Well, like you said, Mike, the thing came for a similar corner to 30 seconds previously, where they played it to Burrows and marked, and they did exactly the same again. And next minute it goes across the box, Nicol unmarked, deflection, it's in the back of the net.
Well, I said promise of more to come, and the Liverpool fans away to the left, absolutely jubilant. The last time we were here commentating on a derby game, I remember, against Spurs, we had a demonstration after the match. Well, I don't know what they'll do today. I should think they'll just be philosophical about it, beaten by the better side. Liverpool showing their championship qualities, leading 5-1, and the message, I'm sure, will be getting through to Carrow Road now, where it's still Norwich 0, Arsenal 0, and if it all stays like this, Liverpool will be back on top of the First Division this evening. Derby just trying to get something back in this game, but once again they lose their way, and it's played forward by Beardsley, and Wright is trying to get goal side a rush. Shilton is 10 yards out of his area. It comes out to Staunton down the left-hand side. Staunton slips the ball into the area. Cross shot from Burrows, and well, it was a thrilling move, but in the end it went halfway between the goal and the corner flag. Nevertheless, Derby were completely stretched, and in fact it hasn't even gone out.
Rush has given Mark Wright a bad time this afternoon. I mean, he is looking razor sharp. But the thing is that Liverpool have had a couple of games recently where they haven't played well and won. Before that, they had a couple of games where they played well and lost. What they really are needing is a game now where they're going to play well and win comfortably.
And Derby look to Saunders' pace again against the man wearing Alan Hansen's shirt these days, Gary Ablett. Saunders is taking on Ablett. Ablett does well, and Ablett does well again, helped out by Barnes. Liverpool's forwards are coming back to help the defenders when required as well. Barnes lays it down the line, a lovely run from Ablett now into the Derby half. Plays it forward, looking for Beardsley, just slightly overhits it, and that's back inside that Derby area, away to the left. And we've got more scores coming in for you from around the country to pass on, as Peter Shilton holds on to the ball. Beaten 5 times today, Alan, Peter Shilton already.
And actually, he hasn't played that badly. He made a couple of good saves. But I mean, the Derby defence, like we said before, have just committed Harry-Carry right the way through the game.
McMinn now down the Derby left, chips the ball into the area. Hooper comes for it, takes it into his tummy, and then throws to the near side for Barnes. And Barnes, as Derby back off, Barnes hits that with his left foot. Mark Wright is there, but he's given it away. Beardsley looking hungry. Beardsley 25 yards out, twinkling skills. Oh, and he tries a little shot there outside of his foot, but that's 5 yards wide of Shilton's left-hand post. And now those latest scores. In Division 1, it is Sunderland 0, Aston Villa 2. Tony Cascarino scored his second goal. And in the second division, it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Bristol Rovers 0. We told you earlier that Oldham were trailing in the game at Blackburn. So it's now Sheffield Wednesday 1, Bristol Rovers 0. And in Scotland, Hearts 1, Hibs 0. That's in the local derby where Craig Levine has scored for Hearts. And now, what have we got here? We've got a free kick to Liverpool, I think. Glenn Hussein inside the centre circle. Derby 1, Liverpool 5. They've scored 2 goals in the second half, Liverpool, from Barnes and Nicol. Barnes has got 2. A long free kick from Hussein. Wright wins that well in the air. All Derby can... Well, now this time they do find a colleague, Saunders, but not for very long, as Ablett hits it back again inside that Derby area, and Wright allows the ball to go out behind for a Peter Shilton goal kick. Alan Hansen.
Normally in a position like this, Liverpool would just try and kill the game. But I'm afraid Derby are playing so badly that I think they'll just go and try and score as many goals as they possibly can.
Another latest score in the first division is Chelsea 0, Southampton 2. Matthew Letizier has scored the second goal down there at Stamford Bridge. Here we've played 15 minutes, exactly an hour of this game, 15 minutes of the second half. Liverpool leading 5-1 and promising more goals. Beardsley comes deep and then uses Staunton. Staunton, who's come on in the second half for Jan Molby. And now Ablett, the Liverpool trademark just at the moment, keeping possession well, playing it through the back four and then releasing Burrows down the left-hand side, and Sage is at full stretch there against David Burrows, and the last touch this time was a Liverpool touch, and Derby halfway inside their own half, near side the field. That's the Derby right, take the throw in. It's with the Welshman Geraint Williams, who's dwelling a little bit on that ball, and he's threatening to be dispossessed by Beardsley. Eventually Derby do get the ball downfield. Well taken by Harford. Set up for Williams. Williams' chip. Ablett knocks it to safety, and Staunton spreads it to the far side for Steve Nicol. Gillespie's helping out Nicol. Nicol in field, just bounces away from Ray Houghton, that on the halfway line. Rush is coming back well low to help out, and Derby now pick up the possession far side through Cross. McMinn takes over halfway inside the Liverpool half. Cross makes a run and McMinn tries to find him. Staunton's there, and that's gone behind for a Derby corner. Just a little relief for the home supporters. Short corner, and the cross comes in from McMinn, looking for Harford at the far post. Harford's chance on the floor now, and he tried to set it up for Saunders, and Liverpool flick it behind for a corner to this near side. A rare bit of Liverpool defending then coming in here, with Micklewhite preparing to take a corner down the Derby right-hand side. Liverpool leading 5-1, and we've played 17 minutes of the second half. Micklewhite makes a signal and then looks for McMinn, who'd come towards the near post. Liverpool get it away, but not very far. Back again with Micklewhite. Micklewhite lays the ball in field for Hebbard, who hasn't really got into the game yet, who's come on as a substitute. Williams back again to Hebbard. Hebbard down this near side. High ball, that's going to be too near the goalkeeper, I think. Hooper's there. And more groans from the home supporters, Alan.
Yeah, I feel particularly sorry for Dean Saunders. He's worked hard all afternoon. He's looking really sharp. He's never let his head go down. He's still making great runs off the ball, but really he just hasn't got any support at all.
Derby, who haven't won a league game in 1991. They had a purple patch here back in November when they beat Nottingham Forest, the last time they won a home game, and then followed that up with a win at Sunderland, but they haven't won at all in 1991. They're heading for the second division, and Liverpool are heading for a famous win. And Nichol's there again as Barnes finds Nicol. Nicol goes drifting in and beats Peter Shilton at his near post. And Peter Shilton has led in 6, and Liverpool lead 6-1. And what an afternoon for Ronnie Moran and for Liverpool. Derby 1, Liverpool 6.
I think we're going to have to go looking for the record books.
We'd love to know the last time Peter Shilton led in 6 goals. He let in 6 goals, I remember, actually here, didn't he, against Chelsea, I think, when they lost 6-4 in a league game. But we're also checking... what does that say? Liverpool's heaviest defeat. Derby's heaviest defeat was a 6-1 away win in 1933. Well, they're losing 6-1 now, so they've equalled the heaviest defeat ever by Liverpool, which is a long, long time ago. 6-1 to Liverpool then, and Derby County want to get off the field, I think. It's with Micklewhite, near side. Micklewhite back to Williams. Saunders is still chasing and pressing, and he lays the ball in field looking for Harford, and Hussein's there again, back to Mike Hooper. They lost here, of course, to Chelsea 6-4 on December the 15th. So Shilton led in 6 goals on that occasion, but it really hasn't happened too many times in his illustrious career. And Liverpool have equalled their heaviest ever win against Derby here today, but who knows, they might even increase it now, because they still have another 26 minutes left at the baseball ground. Liverpool lead 6-1, and they have a corner kick. They're just playing with Derby. Corner kick near side, left-hand side. What an afternoon to have Alan Hansen with us as well.
Well, I thought in the first half that Liverpool had so much time and space that it was totally unbelievable, but in the second half it's got even worse. I mean, you could visualise Liverpool scoring 10 here and then.
The ball is a short corner, and Staunton tried to get that one in, and the whistle's gone for handball inside the Derby penalty area. A rare moment for Derby to get possession of that ball. I tell you what, your former colleagues will be wanting you to commentate on every game they play.
Well, that's right, that must be a lucky omen for them. So
Sunderland 1, Aston Villa 2 is a latest score now in a very important game at Derby's end of the first division. Peter Davenport has pulled one back there for Sunderland. Remember, Derby at the beginning of the afternoon were 10 points adrift of Southampton, 3rd from bottom, and Southampton, as we've heard, are leading at Chelsea, so it really is going disastrously for Derby. They're inside the Liverpool penalty area. Dean Saunders from around about the penalty spot tries a header, but that goes safely through to Mike Hooper, and already we have supporters starting to leave this main stand here at the baseball ground. Pretty certain, I think, that their team are absolutely out of this. Trailing by 6-1. The ball is on the halfway line for Liverpool, going forward looking for more goals. Not this time though. Mark Wright is there, so we've played almost 3/4 of this game, and Liverpool lead here at Derby by 6-1.
And at this point, we're just going to take the opportunity to nip round our other 11 featured football matches in England and Scotland. I wonder what Arsenal, the league leaders' response to that Liverpool performance is. They're playing Norwich at Carrow Road, watched by our football correspondent Brian Butler.
Well, they're still being held. It's Norwich 0, Arsenal 0, and Act 2 very much like Act 1, with Arsenal the likeliest side in the match that's very watchable, but Arsenal still unable to puncture a Norwich defence that really doesn't know what it's doing. But Anders Limper's come into his own for Arsenal. He really has produced the little Swede some extravagant moments of skill. But we're now 19 minutes into the second half. It's still Norwich 0, Arsenal 0.
If it stays the same, Liverpool will be back on top of the First Division this evening. Last time we were there, they led Derby by 6 goals to 1. Molby with a penalty, Barnes 2, Nicol 2 and Rush.
Pathetic.
So what can we say about it? Mike Ingham, Alan Hansen and Alan Green.
I tell you, Liverpool aren't complaining. They're still leading by 6 goals to 1, and not only are they securing 3 important points, keeping the pressure on Arsenal at the top of the First Division, they are greatly improving their goal difference. Remember, the start of this afternoon's play, they were 10 goals inferior to the league leaders Arsenal. Well, they have that deficit already, 6-1 up, and it's been a joyous afternoon for the champions, and a particularly disastrous afternoon for Derby County, for whom absolutely nothing has gone right, Alan Hansen.
No, I think this performance will do Liverpool's confidence the world of good. And if they play like this, I could see them winning every game to the end of the season. But certainly, Derby haven't helped themselves this afternoon.
They made it easy, Derby. They really have. They're in possession at the moment. We've got 13 and a half minutes left for play. It's with Forsyth. He slides it forward to Harford. A careless pass from Harford. Intercepted by Staunton. Beardsley to his right. Rush to the left. Rushes the ball. Edge of the penalty area. Now he's inside the area. Drives it across. Great chance for Nicol. He shoots. And it's deflected behind for a corner. Shilton came out to make the save. He didn't have to, because I think it was Steve Cross back there who got his body in the way of Steve Nicol's shot. It's behind for a corner to Liverpool. 13 minutes left for play. They still search for more goals. It'll be from the far side, taken short and flicked into Beardsley inside the penalty area. The layoff to Houghton. The cross is deep, a little too deep, but it's well played back by Gillespie. Oh, it must be in. Oh no, Beardsley had a chance as he went to meet the ball. I think he knew he only needed the slightest of touches, and he didn't get any touch.
It was a great chance for little Peter. The ball was coming across in the air. I think somebody might have just nudged him. It was quite a good challenge in the box, actually, but he just needed to touch it. It would have been in the back of the net.
We have, while you've been away, been looking up the Bibles, the football Bibles, trying to search for statistics that can be equated to this performance this afternoon. It, at the moment, equals Derby's heaviest ever defeat against Liverpool. That was way back in 1932-33. That was at Anfield, where they also lost 6-1. But interestingly, we're talking about Peter Shilton and how well he's played this afternoon, despite conceding 6 goals. Well, he once conceded 7, remember, when playing for Southampton against Luton, and that record looks in danger this afternoon. Certainly if Liverpool keep the interest going. At the moment, it's Derby County in possession inside the Liverpool half. Cross back to Saunders, away on the far side, the Derby left. It's played to McMinn. His cross is deep, looking for Harford, easily headed away by Burrows, but picked up by Mel Sage, and Sage crosses early towards McMinn again. The ball glances off the head of Gillespie. It'll run out of play on the far side of the field, and it will be a throw in to Derby County. Their substitute, Trevor Hebert, on for Ian Wilson, will take it. It's about 6 yards from the corner flag. Thrown towards Saunders. He couldn't pick up possession. It's with Houghton, and played 10 yards to his left for Barnes. He's got so much space. Staunton's available wide on the right. Oh, lovely pass to Staunton. He just had to check a little bit. Midway inside the Derby half. Staunton looking for support. Plenty of players forward. It's played to Rush. His shot is blocked by Wright. Rush is still inside the penalty area. And finally, it's Mel Sage who tidies up for Derby County at the back. And the Derby fans have something to applaud, which has been fairly rare for them today.
Well, if Barnes had played the ball just in front of Staunton there, Staunton would have been cleaned through on goals, and I'm sure that he would have had a great chance. But again, the Derby defence was just cut up totally.
Here's McMinn, just inside the Liverpool half. He's turned away from Nicol. He beat Staunton as well, but the shot, well, it was a half-hearted effort. It sort of stumbled along the ground, wide of Mike Hooper's goal, and behind for a goal kick. They've really been a sorry sight, Derby, today.
Yeah, you can see the players are looking a bit bedraggled now, and I really think that all they want to do is get time up and get off the pitch. Whereas Liverpool, although the game has gone quite dead, they've still got a bit of spring in the step.
And to think that Derby has to have to face Arsenal here next Saturday. There are 10 minutes left for play at the baseball ground. A remarkable afternoon. Liverpool leading by 6 goals to 1. And remember, the last we heard from Carrow Road, it was Norwich 0, Arsenal 0. If the scorelines remain the same, then Liverpool will leapfrog over Arsenal to the top of the First Division again. But it's Derby who are attacking down this near side there, right. Trevor Hebert just outside the Liverpool penalty area. Good ball back to Micklewhite. He wants to cross it deep. Oh, here's a chance for McMinn, and he volleys into the crowd. And that just sums up the afternoon. 6 yards out, whack with the left foot, nowhere near.
It was a good bit of play from Derby, actually. A good cross in, and Ted McMinn was on his left foot, and he just had a wild slash at it and hit it over the top of the bar.
Inside the final 10 minutes, Mike Hooper to take the goal kick for Liverpool, who really can't believe the way things have gone for them this afternoon. They've played well, there's no question about that, particularly Beardsley, Barnes and Rush up front, but Derby have made it easy for them. Wright chips it forward for County. It's headed on by Micklewhite. Harford tries to direct it to this near side, but Liverpool intercept. Abla plays a good 1-2 with Barnes, then feeds Burrows inside the Derby half. Hebert is chasing back. Burrows keeps moving forward. Seemed to get a bit of a nudge there, and he finally goes down under a second nudge, and that will undoubtedly be a free kick to Liverpool. Half a dozen yards to the left of the Derby penalty area. The champions lead by 6 goals to 1. They haven't lost the Derby here. 13 years? You played in that game.
I remember it, yeah, I remember it well. 4-2 for Derby.
My goodness. Better days for Derby then. Charlie George, Alan was telling me, gave him a bit of a roasting that afternoon. But here Liverpool have a free kick. And 2 players in the Derby wall. Barnes plays it in. Rush gets the header down, but he couldn't glance it to the left of Shilton, or securely to the left, and it's gone wide for a goal kick.
Another good chance. Good crossing from Barnes. Rush got it well, and he just couldn't direct it. But it's interesting, every time Liverpool attack down the left-hand side, they've always got a spare man on the right-hand side. And that time when Burrows went down, if he'd have looked across, Nicol was making waves down the right-hand side, and he was as clear as a bell.
You'll know as well as anyone, Alan, the gloom and well, maybe not gloom and doom at Anfield over the last few weeks, but the way they've been disturbed, this will do wonders for the confidence.
Well, like I said before, it's all about confidence, and Liverpool know that's 3 in the trot they've won after today, and it'll do the confidence the world of good. And obviously, depending on the result from Carrow Road, they could be back at the top of the table tonight.
Just hearing that Sunderland 1, Aston Villa 3 now. David Platt with the 3rd goal for Villa. Saunders shoots, a tremendous diving save by Hooper to his right. He just flicked out his right hand and punched it clear. McMinn keeps it in play. Crosses deep, looking for Harford. It finds the head of John Barnes instead, and Liverpool should clear through Houghton. No good. Tenacious work by Geraint Williams on the far side. Finds McMinn. McMinn skips past one challenge, but there are 2 red shirts facing him. He still gets the ball back to Williams, though, just outside the penalty area. Crosses towards Harford, who tries to chest it down. Does so. Here's Mel Sage, chipping it into the penalty area once more. That didn't have the right direction or pace. Nicol heads it down securely to Staunton, and Staunton hits a 40-yard pass into the Derby half, looking for Rush. It only found Forsyth, and he gives it back to Peter Shilton. Shilton, goodness, conceding 6 goals, and he's also made at least 3 or 4 excellent saves.
Yeah, he has. He's played particularly well, actually, and to let in 6 goals must be frustrating for him.
Here's Micklewhite, down the Derby right. Barnes has come back to tackle. Micklewhite checks, gives it back to the fullback, Sage. Infield it goes to Williams. There's Hebert available if Williams wants to use him. Instead he plays it back to the halfway line, to the frustrations of the home fans. Mark Wright chips it forward towards Harford. Ablett heads it clear. Here's Steve Cross now, the fullback, forward to Saunders. A few yards outside the area, he shoots left-footed, and Hooper, diving to his left, gathers it well.
He's played exceptionally well, Dean Saunders. That's twice to 3 times now in the last 5 minutes. He's had good turns and good shots.
6 minutes to go at the baseball ground. Liverpool leading 6-1. Let's quickly go to Old Trafford and Jimmy Armfield for news of Manchester United against Luton.
Another goal for United here. Brian McClare on 83 minutes. Mark Hughes powered his way through, but he was clearly body checked. Everybody stopped except McClare, and he went on and fired on the 4th goal past Alec Chamberlain. Manchester United 4, Luton 1, and back now to the baseball ground,
where it remains Derby 1, Liverpool 6. Barnes to Beardsley, forward towards Houghton. It's intercepted though by Forsyth, and Derby bring it clear. Micklewhite, near side, their right, plays it 10 yards forward to Harford. He's beaten though by the challenge of Burrows. It breaks to Houghton, who claimed he was being impeded by Forsyth, and the referee, well up with play, says yes. Awards the free kick. It's taken quickly. Oh, lovely play by Liverpool, and Beardsley almost threaded it through to Rush. Right intercepted for Derby. Derby now breaking the far side through Trevor Hebbard. He's got McMinn further wide, and it's played towards McMinn now. Well clear of the Liverpool defence, controls it a few yards from the corner flag. Faced by Gillespie, moves in field. Now he crosses towards the near post. Hussein heads it clear, and Houghton should flick it further clear for the champions. Finds Beardsley, whose control let him down there, and finally he was forced into just sticking out the right leg a little too fiercely towards cross. Free kick to Derby, taken quickly, but Liverpool have it back. And Beardsley chips it forward. Rush glances to the lines, but as if to say, am I onside? No, he's not.
That was the first time in the match that the Derby back four have come into a line.
Wright takes the free kick, chips it towards the edge of the penalty area. Hussein has 2 attempts to head it clear under no pressure whatsoever. 2 Derby players walk into each other, and Liverpool have the ball. Beardsley sprinting beyond the halfway line, flicks it to Rush, back towards Beardsley, but Sage, who had gone back with a Liverpool player, got to it first and slipped the ball securely back to Peter Shilton. Good Liverpool break, and they really are enjoying themselves.
Really, it's 5-a-side stuff up there, isn't it? I mean, the number of times Rush and Beardsley have combined and gone through.
Here's Derby attacking now. 4 minutes left for play. Derby losing 6-1. Mel Sage, near side, there right. Chips it into the penalty area to Saunders, who's worked so hard with so little reward this afternoon. He's been the one gem in the Derby side, and he's helped win them a free kick on this near side, a yard or so in from the near touch line, there right. Saunders runs into the penalty area, and Micklewhite takes the free kick. Not hit at all well, easily headed clear by Staunton, and Rush goes to beat it towards the halfway line. Forsyth gets there first, and Forsyth, surrounded by red shirts, had to turn away, and then he gives the ball away. Here's Houghton, Staunton making the break through the middle. Staunton makes it to the right. It goes left to Beardsley though. Beardsley near this near touch line, the Liverpool left, moves infield, crosses into the penalty area, bit too firmly hit for Rush, but here's Gillespie to Rush, to Gillespie again inside the area. Now Rush on his left foot, and he shoots straight at Shilton. I used to play in games like this at school. I did. I even remember winning the odd game.
I wish I had played in this game, I'll tell you. I could have played with my bad knees in this game. 3
minutes to go. Derby 1, Liverpool 6. The Derby fans have been leaving for the last 25 minutes. It's been a terrible afternoon for them. Bottom of the First Division, 10 points adrift of a safe position. It's not a good time at the baseball ground. Now they've got a free kick now, just a few yards outside the Liverpool penalty area. It wouldn't be much compensation, but Dean Saunders has worked so hard. You think he deserves
a goal,
deserves something else, doesn't he? Apart from the penalty he scored in the first half. It looks as if he could well hit this free kick. It should be teed up for him. There are 4 or 5 players in the Liverpool wall. Here comes Saunders, and he chips it over the wall, takes a deflection, and is deflected behind Hooper's goal for a corner kick to Derby.
Yeah, it was a free kick, one of the one that played tap forward, and Dean Saunders hit it, but it was deflected over the top of the goal. But I'm just wondering what this is going to do for Derby's confidence this game. Obviously they're 10 points adrift, and really I think they're bound for the second division.
The corner taken by McMinn from the far side, deep towards Harford and Wright. Wright gets the ball, Micklewhite shoots wide behind for a goal kick. An important scoreline just in from Hillsborough. Sheffield 1, Bristol Rovers 1. Carl Saunders has equalised for the Bristol side, and Sheffield Wednesday unbeaten at home this season at Hillsborough, but dropping too many points with careless draws. 1-1 there, there can't be long left. There's only just over a minute left at the baseball ground. And Mike Ingham was saying earlier that following our last visit here, the Tottenham game, there was a demonstration. There might well be another one today. Here's Liverpool attacking again. Houghton inside the box, but he just let the ball run a little bit too far from his feet. Shilton was out, gathers and clears quickly for Derby. It drops onto the chest of Harford, just inside the Liverpool half. Williams, forward to Micklewhite, inside the centre circle. Here's Hebbard, the substitute, turns, and he's got a little bit of space. Harford has the ball. Just checks, backheels the ball. He's got Williams to his left, but further left was Steve Cross, and now it's McMinn on the far side. Derby left, Nicol goes back with him, Gillespie's there too, and McMinn needs support and finds it with Steve Cross. He wants it on his right foot, crossed into the Liverpool area, headed away by Hussein, knocked back by Derby. Saunders tries a spectacular volley but doesn't make contact with the ball, and it's back with Hooper. Hooper just moving out, edge of his area. Liverpool look more than pleased, content with a 6-1 scoreline, easily their heaviest win of the season. Now, Derby have the ball though, midway inside their own half. It's chipped towards Saunders, headed away by Hussein. Nicol now for Liverpool, tried to find Beardsley, finds Staunton instead, but he can't control it, and here's Geraint Williams for Derby County. Back to Forsyth forward, Hibbert heads it on, Hussein meets it with his head and gives it neatly and securely to Nicol, driven towards this near side. Rush has to chase to keep it in play, he'll do that okay, midway inside the Derby half, flicked infield to Barnes, Rush goes into the penalty area, so does Barnes, the low cross is blocked by Mel Sage and goes behind that goal away to our left where the bulk of the Liverpool fans are. It'll be a corner to Liverpool. We played a minute of added time at the baseball ground. Liverpool lead by 6-1. The corner is taken by Beardsley. The referee blows his whistle. The ball was rolling, I think, outside the quadrant. The linesman signals, so Beardsley will have to take it again. The last we heard, remember, it was 0-0 at Norwich between Norwich and Arsenal. So Liverpool might well be going top of the First Division. The corner's now taken by Beardsley to Houghton, flicked on by Barnes. Houghton must score. Oh, tremendous goal! Wonderful Liverpool goal, classic from them, so simple, so easy, so beautifully executed. Houghton puts it to the left of Shilton. He's now conceded 7 goals this afternoon to the champions. Wonderful day for them. It's Derby County 1, Liverpool 7.
It really was vintage Liverpool stuff, that. A great flick from John Barnes, but Ray Houghton kept on running. And it's got to be said again, there was 2 Derby players followed the ball when really, in all honesty, they've got to go with the man. I mean, they were cut to shreds yet again. There was a great finish. Peter Shilton's looking bedraggled there in goals, and like we say, it's a long time since he let 7 goals in.
Well, we can only think of one other occasion, as I mentioned earlier, when he played for Southampton against Luton. Oh, it's been a dreadful, dreadful day for Derby County. Williams now, oh, he can't get to the ball before Barnes, but the referee says he's had enough. Derby certainly have had enough, and Liverpool have won by 7-1. Alan.
Yeah, it's a great victory for Liverpool, and like I said before, it'll do their confidence the world of good. They're on a bit of a roll now. That's 3 wins in the trot. Obviously, I feel sorry for Derby. They started quite brightly. Peter Shilton's played not too bad, and he's let in 7 goals. I think Liverpool have got a great chance to win the championship now. Having said that, I think it'll go all the way to the end.
Saunders scored for Derby, but for Liverpool, Nicol and Barnes got 2 each. Houghton, Rush and Molby 1 each. Final score, Derby 1, Liverpool 7.
From the baseball ground, Alan Green.
Liverpool's biggest ever win over Derby, and they were good, very good, but Derby made it so easy. They looked badly organised. Wright, who you looked to provide leadership, had a nightmare afternoon, lunging into tackles, teased and tormented by Barnes, Beardsley and in particular Rush. Wright set Liverpool on their way, pulling Rush back in the 7th minute and conceding a penalty which Molby converted. The referee was actually quite lenient with him a few minutes later when he seemed to bring Barnes down. Instead, the second penalty came at the other end, Hooper fouling McMinn and Saunders scoring. Saunders was the one Derby player to admire. Razor sharp, his battling attitude was just right. But his colleagues, naive, awful. Giving the champions so much room, Liverpool took full advantage. Goals from Barnes and Rush made it 3-1 at half-time. Barnes again, Nicol twice, and Houghton completed the right in the second half. If Liverpool needed a confidence booster, goodness, they got it today.
And Liverpool now have 63 points from 29 matches. Their goal difference, needless to say, has been boosted healthily. Arsenal are a point behind now from the same number of games after a goalless draw at Carrow Road.
Ronnie, how exhilarating was that for you today to see a 7-1 away win?
Well, to win 7-1 away from home or 1-0 away from home was always a good result, and everybody here must have enjoyed the game, especially our supporters. And with scoring, as I say, scoring 7. I mean, I can't remember the last time we scored 7 away from home in the league game. But the lads kept battling away, and we're still not satisfied, Roy Evans and myself. We've got a lot of players away this week, but once they come back Thursday, we'll be onto them again, ready for the QPR game next Saturday.
What do you mean you're not satisfied?
Well, we always want more out of them, and we've always done this over the years, and I think we can get more out of them still.
Why did it click so well today, do you think? Was there a particular reason for that?
Well, I mean, as I said to the players before they went out, you've got to go out there and prove you're better than the opposition, and you've got to work at it and fight against them. If they're stronger than you, you've got to try and beat them at that, and then your skill-wise comes into it, and then the movement off the ball and all this came in today.
There was a lot of skill. I mean, how much pride does that give you sometimes to see it?
Well, I mean, it's always given me pride all the years I've been at Liverpool. But I mean, the players themselves do this. We don't do it on the field. We try things out and on their backs all the time. But once they get on that pitch, they've got to do it themselves.
You lost your voice a bit, Ron. You've been screaming at them?
Well, I've had a few shouts. That's what I'm saying. We're never satisfied.
Now, what will this do for the confidence about the old place? Because, of course, there was a little bit of a lull, wasn't there? Out of the Cup, lost to Luton, lost to Arsenal, lost the manager. What will this do, do you think, for the mood here?
Well, now, luckily, we've won the last 3 games, and, you know, the lads are still buzzing. They were buzzing when Kenny retired, and they get over it quick. They've got to do it because the pros, if they don't, well, they're out of a job, and I'll be out of a job.
Are you liking the job?
Well, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I to be quite honest, when I was given the job, I thought this side of it, and with the press, I thought that was going to be that's the easiest.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.